Just hours ago, Reverend Richard Hamlet of Global Ministries met with Jacksonville city officials. This comes while two of its local properties, Eureka Gardens and Washington Heights, are up for sale. Today's meeting was called by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Federal officials, though, were a no-show. Instead, Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry says they used the time to make sure Hamlet is keeping his word to fix the properties. The mayor says he's in talks with the Millennia Company to purchase the properties. Tonight, an I-team investigation continues to get results. Right now, preparations are underway on Capitol Hill for a congressional hearing tomorrow on Eureka Gardens. This comes nearly a year to the day after I-team investigator Lindsay Gardner began exposing deplorable living conditions there and your squandered taxpayer money. She is live in Washington tonight after flying there with a Jacksonville mother who's preparing to testify. Lindsay.
Well, Mary, Tracy Grant is the president of the Eureka Gardens Tenant Association. And right now, while we are coming to you live from the rotunda at the Senate office building, she is just down the hall with Senator Marco Rubio and his staff preparing for her testimony tomorrow in front of that Senate subcommittee. We actually flew here to D.C. with Tracy earlier today. She told me that she is very nervous, but she's hopeful that her story can really spark real change in our public housing system across the country.
My stomach is in knots.
Tracy Grant struggling to find the right words to describe a monumental moment, preparing to leave Jacksonville this afternoon for our nation's capital.
I haven't cried yet, so I've done good. I've done good.
It's been 361 days since she first called the I-team looking for help, taking us inside her Eureka Gardens home with her daughter to show us the mold and mildew in her kitchen and bathroom.
Well, the more I clean, it's still coming out.
She was a working mother, desperate for help. That mold later found to be toxic and dangerous. All found at Eureka, a place where 400 families live. There was more. Crumbling stairs right outside her door and gas and carbon monoxide leaks. Despite that, the HUD property had just been giving a passing score of an 85 weeks before. Well, the I-team later proved that inspection process failed. The score later invalidated.
Fire Marshal's office.
The city of Jacksonville stepped in with a code enforcement sweep. Mayor Lenny Curry and Councilman Garrett Dennis embracing Grant and promising a reason to hope.
Heartbreaking.
Senator Marco Rubio soon joined the charge, working to now pass laws to close loopholes. And now a Senate subcommittee on public housing and banking wants to hear directly from Grant, possibly in hopes of improving the HUD inspection process nationally. As word, the owner, Reverend Richard Hamlet with the Global Ministries Foundation, is under investigation. He's also looking to sell and leave Jacksonville as Grant lands in D.C., hoping to change the system.
This is not a one-state thing. This is all over all 50 states. We can't have slumlords reigning over us and then doing what they feel like it and not. I don't care, we living in public housing, we still have to live decent too.
That subcommittee hearing will begin at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Of course, we will be in there to bring you the very latest. Also, I had an opportunity to speak one-on-one with Senator Marco Rubio today, so I have that interview for you, all new at 6 o'clock, including if he thinks he'll be able to get bipartisan support around these proposed changes for HUD, as well as what he wants to see happen to Reverend Richard Hamlet. Reporting live from Washington, D.C. tonight, I'm Lindsay Gardner, Channel 4, the local station.